This video will illustrate the basic accounting terms in a story. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's start off with a story to illustrate some of the basic accounting terms. Mr. A has invested some of his own cash into his business. This is known as capital. Next, Mr. A needs to buy some computer equipment and a building from which he can run his business. These items are expected to be used for more than one trading year as they're key to the company's daily operation. This is therefore a non-current asset. Mr. A has a business bank account in which cash from trading is stored. He also keeps unfinished inventory for resale. Both of these are items held in the company which can be expected to provide short-term value. These items are therefore current assets. To run the business, Mr. A has monthly costs of rent and rates, electricity, and occasionally hiring temporary staff on part-time hours. These are defined as expenses. After some time, Mr. A decides that he wants to expand his business with the purchase of a new building. He needs a considerably large source of finance in order to do this, so he takes a bank loan. This becomes an obligation of repayment, which will be expected to be paid for more than one trading year. Therefore, this is a non-current liability. Mr. A sells customized clothing. However, in order to achieve high sales, he has a contract with a supplier that specializes in production of high-quality fabric. Mr. A's contract with his supplier allows him to make credit purchases each month, i.e. to receive the ordered goods up front and then to pay for these at a later agreed date, which is usually 30 days after purchase. The supplier is therefore Mr. A's creditor, which is a short-term obligation within the year, which is therefore a current liability. Mr. A sells the finished clothing to a few specific clients that purchase regular bulk orders. He offers his clients credit sales, i.e. the client receives the finished clothing orders up front and then pays later at an agreed date, which is usually 30 days. The client is therefore Mr. A's debtor, which is recognized as a short-term value because the money will eventually be paid by the client. This is therefore a current asset. With the end service, Mr. A can supply goods on credit or purchase. These will be accounted for as sales. Similarly, Mr. A buys discontinued clothing on credit or purchase, which he expects to redesign later to resell in the future. These will be accounted for as purchases. Next, try to apply the knowledge from the story in the previous slide in this worked example. Pause this video and match the letters with the corresponding numbered descriptions which match the accounting terms. Okay, so let's have a talk through the solutions to this worked example. Number 1 is about the recorded sales value, which is revenue. Number 2 is about the owner's investment in the business, which is capital. Number 3 is talking about both cash or credit purchases, which is an immediate clue to interpret all purchases. Number 4 is the sale of items now to be paid for later by the customer, which are credit sales. Number 5 is about a long-term obligation, which indicates that this is a non-current liability. Number 6 interprets the return of purchased goods. This is therefore a purchase return. Number 7 interprets both cash and credit sales, which indicates all sales. Number 8 is a short-term obligation, which indicates that this is a current liability. Number 9 is the purchase of goods with immediate payment. This is a cash purchase. Number 10 is about items owned by a business in the current financial year, generating short-term value. This is a current asset. Number 11 describes the purchase of goods now with payment to be made later. This is a credit purchase. Number 12 describes the sales of goods with immediate receipt of payment. This is therefore a cash sale. Number 13 is a customer return, which is describing a sales return. Finally, number 14 is about items purchased and owned to generate long-term value for business, which is a non-current asset. That's the end of this video. Please leave a like if you found this video useful or informative. Leave a comment below with any topic suggestions or any questions or feedback, and subscribe for more content on accounting topics. Thank you for watching.